And welcome to episode 136 of 2 Idiots Reading Comics. Today, we're talking about Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1. Go ahead and hit like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That's what we really need to do to grow. And hey, if you're on a podcast, leave us a review. If you're on YouTube, comment. That really helps us out. But we'll get back into the show now. And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. My name's Ron Talmadge. That's Davis Crocker. This is 2 Idiots Reading Comics, and today, Ultimate Spider-Man #1.
Woohoo!
I think we've read an Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 on this before, but that was the Miles Morales.
That was Miles Morales' version of this. Now we get to look at Peter Parker's introduction into the world.
Yeah. First things first. I'm pretty sure I'm getting sick right now, Davis.
It kind of sounds like it, man.
I already have a nasally voice to begin with.
Oh, yeah. That's guaranteed.
And this is just going to make it worse, so I apologize to the people that listen.
No, I mean, you got your neti pot now. You can go and snort some water real quick and take care of it.
I don't know.
Dude, honestly, I've never used one. I've never watched you use it.
I
never listened because I don't
didn't enjoy using it the first time.
I don't want to listen to anybody use it, but it just seems like one of the most nastiest things.
Typically, we do the smelling salt, and that clears it right up. That's why I stopped using the neti pot.
Well,
it's too late. It's
somewhere under here.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, we're good right now. Maybe before the next episode. But apologize for my voice. I did just take some Mucinex,
something like that,
all in one or some shit like that. But
I literally just watched your brain just go under to nothing.
Again, not great at transitions. But Davis, I think I watched too much wrestling because
You think you watch too much wrestling? You know what? I think you're right because you do watch a lot.
I only watch AEW nowadays.
Yeah,
I don't miss a pay-per-view.
I was about to say, but you know everything that's happening in WWE though.
That's just because I watch they have YouTube channels that are like just a daily recap.
Touche.
And I'm secretly rooting for the downfall of WWE because
AEW. I've watched a few of those pay-per-views with you, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even a big wrestling fan, but every time if you come up here and it's on, I'm like, okay, all right, I need you to catch me up real quick.
I think the in-ring product is way better wrestling-wise than AEW. Obviously WWE's been there forever.
Of course,
they've gone through a million iterations. But ultimately, it's Vince McMahon just doing whatever he wants and just not doing consistent storytelling that ended it for me. Not to mention the Saudi deal and almost selling to Saudi, apparently.
Dude, them sons of bitches are starting to own everything.
Yeah.
Do you see? I know I sent you this a while back. That what is it?
Oh yeah, they're building some trench city.
Oh, they're building a trench city for one.
Yeah.
I don't think that's actually Saudi Arabia, but it's in that.
That's United Arab Emirates.
But one of the top soccer,
Messi,
and then there's another top soccer player,
Ronaldo.
One of them was offered by one of the Middle Eastern countries, like $400 million a year.
Yeah.
Then 2 months later, the other one was offered like $450 million a year.
Well, they're
to come play for their soccer teams.
They're the ones behind that Live Golf Tour,
and they're behind the Live Golf, where those guys are getting a couple
just show up money.
Yeah, just show up money, not even sponsorships, which the PGA has to do. We'll give you your winnings.
Yeah.
We'll give you a little bit to be an actual pro.
Yeah.
But you also have to pay us to be a pro, and you really only make your money from your sponsorships.
Yeah. Well, to say all that to say this, I will sit there when I'm bored and just fantasy book life.
Oh yeah,
as if it was wrestling.
The best part.
And I had one of the most fun times this week. I thought I saw something about, I try not to get into politics here.
Yeah.
A whole lot, but I was saw something where Trump, if he doesn't get the Republican vote, he'll run by his own. I'm like, who the fuck would have the balls to go be his vice president?
Yeah.
And this is where my brain went crazy. And I was just like, what if you turned, depending on your side of the coin, you turned Hillary Clinton heel What
damn.
if the only person crazy enough to run as Trump's vice president was the Clintons? Because they know where all the bodies are buried. Hell, they did most of the burying.
Most of the burying.
And what if they fucking... What if she just came out and said, you know what? The Democrats, basically, it was like, if it was a pro wrestling storyline, it's the person that was there at the beginning,
yeah.
and then they brought in all these superstars, and they kind of like took their spot, and then that person just walks out and is like, fuck no, I was here at the beginning, and she was just like, I did whatever it took for the Democratic Party. I know where the bodies are buried. I know the dirty secrets. And I'm saying, fuck them. They fucking... How the hell did they manage to lose to this guy? And I said, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them.
Jesus Christ.
And that's why you should vote for me and Trump. Because I'm going to let all the secrets out. I'm going to tell the entire world. And she's just like, oh, it's fucking crazy. I don't know. It was... Maybe it sounded better in my head.
The bad
but it was
thing
just
is, like I get where you're going with it, because I can literally see
Because they
something
seem-
like I could see something like that happening on
Yeah.
like a comedy sketch. Like
Well,
everybody just comes down to the stage.
Remember that show Veep?
Yeah, yeah.
One of the reasons that show ended is because the writers were like, we would think of crazy things to try to do in the show and just crazy politics stuff, and then
Yeah.
it would happen in real life, and we're just like, all right, this isn't fun anymore.
Oh shit! Then what happened?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Simpsons have guessed like how
Yeah.
many future
Like a shit ton.
episodes or future events that have happened.
Yeah. But what could you imagine if Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton went out there and ran, and they said,
No,
we're going to tell the dirty secrets of both sides.
see what I
Fuck
think would be
everybody.
what I think would be even more realistic
Yeah.
and hilarious is, so the first woman's already been a VP.
Mhm.
Hillary gets the nod as head of the independent, like again,
You
like
think-
you still have to have.
See, you're operating in this weird world
I
where
know-
Trump would
we're-
give up the fucking
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
presidency.
no, he won't give up the power.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, he couldn't do that.
Yeah,
he
no.
could. Yeah, he would. He would. The actual realistic
But
is he is head.
Hillary Clinton looks like she's full of spite, though.
She does look like full of spite,
Yeah.
and definitely you would see Trump's head roll, and
Yeah.
he would not survive 4 years of presidency if she was VP.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
If
Then
she's
you,
VP,
then you could book the.
if she's
you
VP,
could book halfway through his term where she assassinates him and is like,
yes,
I told you I murdered everybody.
make it 2 years and 1 day. Trump accidentally falls off the plane
Yeah.
out of the helicopter.
Yeah.
She gets to be president for 10 years.
And she's just like, how did you not see this coming?
Yeah, and then just literally standing there on inauguration day going, I mean,
And here's my vice president, Bill,
yeah,
who will do absolutely nothing
not a fucking thing.
because we don't want to talk about that Epstein plane trips or something. That is some fucked up shit. They
Dude.
have the records and they won't release
No,
it.
no, they're not gonna fucking
That's so
release it.
fucked up.
No fucking shit, they're not gonna release it, dude. That would be the best, because it would literally be Trump would die 2
Yeah.
years, 1 day after his inauguration,
And she just
and she'd be
burned.
president for fucking 10 years.
What started this was like,
And she would, oh God, I can't imagine what would happen.
that
The world's burning now.
the clip from Dark Knight where it's Michael Caine and he's just like, some men just want to watch the world burn. It's exactly
Dude,
that.
she would be sitting there with a nice cup of espresso. Bill's at her feet,
Yeah.
shining her shoes, and she's just smiling, looking out the White House, out of the Oval
Yeah.
Office window, going, and it's just a blazing, just inferno,
Yeah.
and she's just sipping her espresso,
Yeah.
smiling.
I should have liked him made back.
Yeah, it's like, should have done it.
Yeah.
I should have been the first both. I should have been the first VP. You know what? Fuck it,
Yeah. But yeah, I just fantasy book stuff all day.
dude.
In my
There's a
head.
lot of times I sit there and think about like the presidents, like the figureheads of the countries, just literally
Mhm.
just sitting at their desk going, how much bullshit could I get by today?
Yeah.
Like even with Trump, all
Oh,
of them,
you
they're
know, it was
always they're
like-
always sitting there going, what can I get away with today?
Yeah,
It's
it's
just-
like the Star Wars show that just got done. Andor.
Oh yeah,
It's literally like the guy or like the head guy in charge is like, I have to push the people to their breaking point.
yeah.
Because if they just slowly creep up and take
Take
liberties-
take a
if they just slowly take liberties away,
yeah.
people will get used to it. But if we piss them off and then make them take them all at once, that'll piss the
They'll
people
understand. Yeah, they'll know that something bad's happening.
off.
Not
Yeah.
10 years down the line, going, we fucked up. We fucked up a long time ago.
Yeah. Turns out that war might have been for a while.
Yeah. Turns out all this shit.
Yeah.
Hell, just light it all on fire and watch the world burn.
Yeah. Well. Good time. You ever have the fantasy of what you would do as president?
I would abuse the fucking shit out of it.
Really?
Dude, my first day in office,
Uh huh.
I'm finding the fucking secret paperwork. First day.
You're
I'm
what?
finding every secret.
Oh no, I definitely want. Yeah.
That day one, first hour in that Oval Office.
Yeah.
Give me every secret.
Well, no, I imagine that's like a briefing they give you.
Oh,
automatically.
That's actually probably a good point. That's probably already on the
I'm just
docket.
like, do you think about like what policies you would enact and what your campaign would be like and stuff like that?
No, because not really. Mine's more of just like
I think about it.
I want every seat. Like I'm more of the. I want every secret. I want to see all the bunkers. I want to see the weird
Well,
shit.
I just assume that comes.
I know,
with
but
it.
like that's where I go. I don't even go to like making
Oh
fucking
no, I'm
making
sitting here, I'm
politics and
changing
making
the
all
world,
that
dog.
shit. Well, see, the problem is, as a president, you've got the power,
Yeah.
but you don't have the power. Like you can write all this shit into law. Next president can wipe it all away.
Well, yeah.
The only way it's solidified is the House votes it, the Congress vote, and Senate, and then you, and then it's like, okay, now I've actually done something. But 90% of the time, all the shit that you just write at your desk without anybody agreeing upon gets changed 5 years down the road, anyways.
That's why I'm getting reelected in my fantasy.
You're going to be the one that writes it in that you want to be internal leader, aren't you?
Nah.
No.
No.
I would try to do that. I would try to figure out a way to like.
You do cheer for the empire.
Yeah.
You
I
are
would
an
be the.
empire
I would
guy.
like you were saying with the small liberties. I would be the one that end up like 2 years in. Figure out how to write this into a bill that some emergency power can be granted to me, and then I can get 4 more, 2 more, another, and just
Good job, Putin.
Yeah.
No,
root for the bad guys.
I think I put term limits on like
Oh,
governors and shit.
Well, governors already have term limits.
What's the ones that don't? Like
Senate and the
mayors?
House.
Yeah, no, those would have.
Neither
term
one of
limits.
those have term limits.
Yeah, no, those would have term limits. That's how I ended up getting assassinated. But
Oh yeah, definitely. The fucking senators and House will have you assassinated before your own damn cabinet will.
Yeah.
There was a thing, those time perception of time things that fuck with you. Biden was close. His birth was closer to Abraham Lincoln's second inauguration than his own inauguration as president.
that don't seem right.
It is.
What
He's
year?
70. He's 70 something years old. Oh, let's see.
Surely Abraham Lincoln wasn't that far.
I mean, it's off by 2 years. I mean, it's no
Okay.
crazy thing, but it's like,
This came off like this was my original. I was gonna save the fantasy booking later, but why the fuck don't we just become one of these YouTube channels that just picks a side? And I mean, comic books have their own. It's like we could just pick a side, right or left, and just rake in all the views and be one of these fake outrage. It's so much easier.
I know, dude. It's literally all right. So, Joe Biden was 78 years old and 61 days at his inauguration. Abraham Lincoln was inaugurated 78 years and 61 days for Biden's inauguration. Lincoln's was inaugurated 77 years and 261 days before Joe Biden's birth. That means Joe Biden was closer to Lincoln's second inauguration than to his own.
It's wild.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like I said, it's literally like,
A couple days.
I mean, you're talking about less than half a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing insane, but just think about that.
It's like one of those
Like-
things you find out Picasso was in the 60s.
Yeah. I grew up, I thought
thought he
Picasso
was
was
like-
like a 1600s
Yeah, I
like,
thought he was like,
painter. Picasso was like,
I think he
Yeah.
died in like 90 something. But his paintings were like 70.
yeah, Picasso was born in 1881.
1881. Oh, shit. When did he die?
Died
like the 70s.
1973.
Yeah.
That son bitch was, goddamn, he was almost
Almost
100 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. 92 years old. Damn.
But
It's
no,
pretty good making it
it
from
would
the
be so much
1800s.
easier as a YouTube channel to get views if we just picked a side and. did
Oh
all
yeah,
this
just
fake
literally,
outrage
literally
shit.
jump on one wall or the other wall and
Yeah.
just fucking
See, that's
spew
where
shit.
I thought we could go like first take.
Oh,
One of us each pick a side, and we just have to.
and then just
sit here
argue,
and yell
just
at
sit
each
here
other.
and just fucking
Yeah.
scream.
I
don't hate it.
I do. I
I
do.
know,
I don't
do
want to
hate it.
I
do
hate that
hate
type
it.
of content, but
Dude.
it would
I got
just get
stuck.
so many more views.
I got stuck on a reel, Instagram Reels For You page where I went down a rabbit hole and got on the right shit and left shit.
Yeah.
And like for a solid 3 days, everything on my feed was
Political.
Like this shit, that
I
shit.
had to
I'm
go.
sitting there going, dude, I had to start looking up
No,
I was looking up comments for
literally
like
looked up
2 hours
puppies.
straight so I could get that shit off.
I looked up. I needed to do some correcting to my own Instagram feed.
Yeah.
There was a little too many hot girls on there.
It got a little too porny.
Yeah, I was just like,
Like, wait a minute,
I
that's
shouldn't have a Bella Danger popping up on my For You page.
damn, you went that deep.
You know, Bella Danger is #1 on Pornhub. It's not that
No,
deep.
I know it's not that deep.
But I just went in there. All you gotta do is start liking stuff. It changes it way quicker than just searching. I just do
yeah.
puppies. I'm like.
Yeah.
Now half of it's puppies. So
Jesus. Dude, there was a talking about the women on Instagram.
Yeah.
Got this from another group, Tom Segura and Bert,
oh
in their podcast, and they were talking about how girls are now getting around the
the yoga
deletion-
thing. Yeah.
deletion algorithm by saying that their fitness,
Yeah, their fitness and all they do is yoga
wearing
posts.
skin tight clothes and
Yeah.
shit, and then bend over and you just see the outlines of their coochie and
Yeah.
their ass and tits and everything. And I'm just like, that was a smart way. Good job.
Yeah, I hope your father-in-law doesn't hear this and tell your wife.
I didn't look at it. I just heard it from Tom and Bert.
That's true.
You the one that had all the girls on there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you
Well,
didn't find one.
I'm single, so
You are very single. Sorry.
why am I looking up?
Sorry, that was the
Why
shot.
am I looking up yoga when I can just look up the real
Look
thing?
at the real thing.
Yeah.
Big.
All that to say, if you look at the books this month, we actually picked some big names.
Big names.
Not very many independents.
No.
For one, my paychecks got cut dramatically.
Yeah.
I already had two of them were free on Comixology. The other two I had in
I
omnibus
was about to
form.
say the only one I already bought the Wild the Last Man. I've
Yeah.
got all the way up to fucking the deluxe edition 3.
Yeah.
Ultimate was free. Ant-Man was free, and Batman: Death of the Family was the only one I had to pay for.
Yeah. No.
Because yeah, literally like Wild the Last Man and Ultimate and Batman.
Yeah.
It was definitely a cheap month.
And I was like, you know what? We're just gonna claim we chose the big names to try to get some more views and shit. With that being said, today we're doing Ultimate Spider-Man, Volume 1. The start of a legendary. This broke the record for Stan Lee and maybe Kirby, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Bendis.
Yeah, it's Bendis and
Bill-
what's their face?
Build stories by Bill Gemmas and Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, and then whoever the artist is.
Oh, well, here we'll just credit
Go ahead and credit.
story Bill Gemmas. I'm guessing it's James.
Yes.
Jemas and Brian Michael Bendis. Writer Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah.
Pencils Mark Bagley.
Mark Bagley.
Inks Art Thibbert and Dan Panasonian. Can you imagine going to become an artist and your name is Art? Like his name is Art
Really?
Thibbert.
And he's doing colors.
And he's inks.
Inks. Okay.
Colors Steve
Dang. If your
Buccioletti.
name's Art,
Leto.
you got to be doing pencils.
Yeah. Mary Javins. Color Graphics and Transparency Digital. Letters Richard Starkings and Comicraft, and assistant editors Brian Smith and editor Ralph Macchio.
What was the artist's name? Pencils again?
Sorry.
Matt.
Pencils.
Yeah.
Mark Bagley.
Mark Bagley.
I know
Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley broke Stan and whoever was drawing record for longest time spent on a single character.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
And then Mark Bagley left, and Brian Michael Bendis stayed on to do 18 years on Ultimate Spider-Man. And then, like, they when you get closer to Miles Morales is when they started rebooting everything like a million times a year.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you kept it all as one, his whole run
Yeah,
on
because I
Ultimate
mean,
Spider-Man.
this comic
2000.
started in 2000,
Yeah.
and the Ultimate Spider-Man alone ran to 2009.
Yeah.
Like
His run ended.
that's 9 years of running a single comic.
Yeah.
That's just the Peter
I
Parker
think he went
Spider-Man,
to, like,
and then he
2018.
ran Miles Morales'
I think
Ultimate.
he finally stopped at like 2018.
Because all right,
So
so he
18
did,
yeah,
so he
18
did,
years.
so he did the Peter Parker Spider-Man, swapped over to Miles, brought
Yeah.
back Peter. Then they had the comic we shall not speak of.
Secret War.
Yeah,
Where they ended the Ultimate Universe.
and then that's when he stopped, right? And then it brought
No,
he kept going after that.
Yeah. If you like, we've been talking about you got me the first omnibus of this.
Yeah,
As part of
Yeah.
our game
The
we play. But 2 is out, and then you've also got the first 2 Miles Morales
Mhm.
omnibus that just came out. Those are both Brian Michael Bendis' the end of the run. The Miles Volume 1 is him in the Ultimate Universe.
yes. Miles,
Miles
2
Volume 2 is
is after Secret War.
after Secret War when he's in the main 616. But it is also
cool.
written
But-
by Brian Michael Bendis.
But he's done after that omnibus, right?
Yes.
But they're continuing that omnibus, aren't they?
I don't know.
Or
if
are they kind of just?
I don't know where it stops at and how much
like
material
how much
they
they
have.
want to
Yeah.
bring together.
But yeah, so
But-
I
and they're
have 4
doing-
of the possible
6?
6, maybe.
Are they doing or 7? Are they doing?
It's either 6 or
Are they
7.
doing 5 Peter Parkers?
It's either 4 or 5. I think 5.
I think they're doing. I think it's 5.
Yeah, I think it's either 6 or 7.
And
omnibuses.
as fast as the first one sold out, and the second one going pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't see them stopping.
No.
Now, and this is the 1st
they've already
time.
sold-
This is the first time they've been omnibus.
No, they tried to do Volume 1 because I listened Near Mint Condition, great
Yeah.
channel.
Awesome,
listening.
man.
And he has some type of insider at Marvel.
Dude,
And
gets
he
the
breaks
shit.
the news of when they're coming out before the solicitations to
Yeah.
comic shops happen.
He's already announcing stuff coming out in like end of next year, end
Yeah.
of 24.
But he was talking about. I went back and watched his Volume 1 video, and he was talking about how they've done a deluxe hardcover collection,
Kind of like our
kind of like
White
the
Knights, While the Last Man.
closer to like Invincible,
Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
that sold out. But they tried to do an omnibus Volume 1, but it was so close. Like I think the comic was still going on, and
so
it
was a
didn't sell
little-
very well.
because everybody was wanting the current
Yeah.
stuff, not anything. Yeah.
But now they're selling out pretty fast.
Well,
And
and now
they've
you've
already
got
Volume 3 is already announced for September this year, I think.
jeez, and now you've already got Spider-Verse comes out this year.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is becoming a big name again. You had the 2 Spider-Man games pop off in the last 5
Yeah.
years, and the Miles Morales game popped. I mean, so
Yeah.
you're sitting there with
Spider-Man 2 comes out this year.
I thought Spider-Man 2 already did come out.
No, Spider-Man Miles Morales came out, and it was more of, it wasn't like the complete size.
Well,
of the
right.
game.
I thought they had the Spider-Man, did
Yeah.
Miles Morales, and then the 2 had already come out.
No, it's coming out this year.
It's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason.
No.
I guess I was thinking the Miles one. Either way, so I mean, Spider-Man right now is a big
Yeah.
it is to me is hitting a resurgence of popularity that I remember a lot when I was a kid.
I mean,
We were looking on Disney today, just scrolling,
Yeah.
and how many Spider-Mans
oh yeah.
mid to late 90s and early thousands.
And it was going to be a topic before we decided to read this book, but I finished the first omnibus.
Yeah.
A couple weekends ago, and I'll be honest, I don't think there's anything better in comics than a good Spider-Man run.
Oh, I
mean,
fully agree with that.
I was like, full honesty, I was down in the dumps one weekend, just in a funk, and I think I was like 5 issues in on it, and then I was just sitting there like not able to get out of bed.
In
One
your
Saturday,
cave.
yeah, and I just
Football's
saw it.
over.
I saw it. Football
Uh,
might have caused it, to be honest.
I would imagine.
I just saw it laying next to my bed, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read that, and I swear to God, that first omnibus just drastically raised my mood.
Dude, and
The only thing I could think maybe that could compare to a good Spider-Man run is maybe a good Batman run.
we
But
also read that this month, and that made me.
yeah, but that's like a different type. Like when you see a good Batman run, you're just like, oh, that's badass.
That's
like,
badass.
That's really
Yeah,
fucking
because this
cool.
was we'll talk
This
about
is
this like
like
that fucker was bad.
Yeah.
ass.
This was more like I can relate with Peter Parker.
Yeah,
I fucking cheer for him.
brought back a lot of
When
nostalgia to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he's up, I'm up.
Oh,
when
yeah.
he's down, I'm like, oh, come on, dude. And
Oh,
it's
let's
just
do
like-
it. Come on.
And it's just like, fuck. I don't think there's nothing better than a good Spider-Man run. in
I
comic
agree
books.
with that. And
Maybe
even
X-Men.
this,
I wasn't obviously.
But
I was
again-
born in '95, so I wasn't around for all the
Right.
big X-Men stuff.
and we watched our '90s run of the
Yeah.
X-Men show, which was always fun. But we never got introduced to the original, like
Yeah, no,
the beginning of the X-Men.
no,
Like we got to see kind of not the beginning of
And-
Spider-Man, but we got to see
yeah. Not
how
to
many
mention-
renditions of like Spider-Man start.
Yeah, and
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That is the first we've talked about
Yeah,
here.
I'm
That's
about to
one of the first. That is the first superhero movie I ever watched,
that's about. I was about to say.
and it's the one that I will always remember
oh yeah.
as Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man. Like
MCU is what brought me back to superhero.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was a kid. I didn't get to control everything I watched.
Of course.
And it was just like, oh, fucking Avengers is awesome. I really watched like everything I could find of superhero content. And I was just finally like, oh, let's go get fucking comic books.
Yeah.
And then what all started it originally was being a little kid and going to see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yes.
And then going to see, I think X-Men had already come out, but I didn't get to see that one first.
You're talking about the one with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think chronologically that came out first. But Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and then like the next summer X2 came out, which is a great X-Men movie. And then fucking Spider-Man 2, probably the best. Definitely up there as one of the best Spider-Man movies ever.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Which one was
with Doc
2?
Ock.
Doc Ock. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that can come close to touch it is probably No Way Home. But they had to pull so much.
They had to
Not
pull,
to mention it's characters from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So
Spider-Man 2 to me, because I watched them so long ago, and I don't remember the last time I actually watched them
I think
from
Spider-Man,
start to
yeah.
finish. And I think they're on
There's
Netflix. They're on
Sony
they're on a
releases them out to
free
somewhere.
they're on a
Yeah.
free streaming service currently.
yeah, Sony puts
Don't
them
know
out
where.
randomly. I don't know.
But I always get the first and the second one. There's a lot of the first and second one that I merge together in my head
I mean, they go
because
right back to back.
because to me the first one, I always remember Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
and him first learning he can shoot the webs.
Yeah, he's
Standing
standing on the
roof,
building.
and it shoots it
Yeah.
out of his wrist. And the first time I ever learned that Spider-Man, that's not
Has
actually
web
his
shooters?
character,
Oh,
has
yeah. I
web
was like,
shooters.
what the
That
fuck?
ruined me. I'm like, why did y'all change Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
He's shooting him out his wrist. He's a spider. No shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, the movie actually
Yeah.
fucked it completely.
Yeah.
So Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came out in 2002.
Yeah.
First X-Men came out in 2000.
Yeah.
So we were 5 and 6. We were way too young to be watching that shit.
Yeah.
Hell, we were only 7 watching
Fucking
Spider-Man.
Logan was stabbing people.
Yeah. X2 came out in 2003.
Good movie.
That one's probably my favorite of that crew. That's the one where they go, they create the girl. I guess it's they end up in the dam.
No, that's
That-
wait, yeah.
Yeah. They end up in the
Yeah,
dam
yeah.
because that's where Jean Grey stops the water. They lift off and she
Yeah.
gets destroyed.
Yeah.
X3 is when she comes back as Phoenix.
Yeah.
That one was
That's
weird.
when we get the Juggernaut. bitch.
Juggernaut. Yeah, and he's fucking hauling
Fucking
ass.
movies.
And then of course, probably the worst Spider-Man ever, Spider-Man 3. That's
It's not,
it's
you remember
funny.
how bad the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is?
That's the one with Lizard, right? No, first
No.
one's Lizard.
That's Electro and
Second one, yeah,
the
it's Morgan,
Electro's not even bad. It's
Morgan
the
Freeman. Jamie Foxx as Electro.
and that's not even like that bad. That's not even the worst
Not even the part.
villain in that part.
Harry.
It's the
Harry
fucking-
Osborn being Goblin.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Like he comes out and his face is like weirdly scratched.
Yeah.
Not even like scarred. It was
No.
like scratched.
Mm.
Hair's half up, half.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
no.
it's fucking awful.
And then they just kept calling him Goblin. I was like, well, is he Green Goblin?
Is he
or
Green Goblin
Hobgoblin?
or Hobgoblin or we got a new Goblin?
Yeah.
Ah, that fucking movie. So, I was thinking about this, and again, like we got to see Spider-Man's rendition of becoming Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man, got to see him, like how he was bitten and all
Yeah.
that. We've seen it in Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Did we get to see?
No.
We did not see Tom Holland's
No. They were like,
fight and his learning of everything, right?
no. They were like, you know how Spider-Man was made.
Yeah.
We didn't even see Uncle Ben die.
Which, what I think is always so funny in Spider-Verse is like every time they introduce one, it's like, we'll keep this short.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got bit. I'm here. I did
Mhm.
this. I lost her. I did
Yeah.
this. Did you? What got me in this one is the whole comic's called Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They never once in the comic call him Ultimate Spider-Man. They call him Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They called him something else. That was a title of
The pro wrestling guy didn't call him. I thought the
No,
promoter
no, he
did
called
call
him.
him.
He
Oh,
called
he called him spectacular.
That's it.
Yeah.
He was calling him Spectacular and
Yeah.
Amazing, and then just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But never once called him Ultimate Spider-Man. Which
clever.
again, at the same time,
That's like
like if you called it somebody Ultimate something on stage, I would
Yeah.
just look at you like, really?
that's
That seems a little stupid.
it's clever.
Did think it was odd the wrestling guy gave him his suit.
I mean, you got to get it from somewhere.
It was fine.
Yeah.
But to me, again, like growing up with
It's
the
more-
Spider-Mans we did, like
It's way more believable than a 18-year-old or like a 15-year-old kid
Learning
knowing how
how
to.
to-
So
okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But
that's what I guess we should. For those that don't know, Ultimate Universe was created as just a fun thing where like, hey, it's gonna be Marvel Universe, but you're not strictly tied down to canon.
yeah,
And so they created their own universe. That's why Green Goblin's a more demonic dragon looking dude. And God, I'm burping.
yeah, you
Sorry.
burped straight into the mic. on
I'm
that
sorry.
one. You get on to me for that all the time.
Mexican is why I kept my mouth shut. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mexican earlier night, not great. I'm also sick. Give me a break. But it was Brian Michael Bendis doing Spider-Man, another favorite, Mark Millar,
Yeah.
with Ultimate X-Men, and then eventually, like, they would do like the Ultimates, like team ups and stuff, which is their version of the Avengers.
Yeah.
I think
Is it kind of like their version of like Batman and Superman having like 6 different like detective comics? You know how Batman's got like 4 like
Those are all
continuity,
technically-
like, air quote continuity runs.
those are all technically in the same canon. They know Batman sells.
Fuck me running.
Now I don't know about right now.
No,
Right now they have like a million miniseries.
But I'm talking about like at the time Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man was running, or not Amazing, Ultimate.
No, Ultimate's a completely different universe. They said do your own thing,
Have fun,
modernize
enjoy
it. I think what it was is like, in 616 canon, Peter Parker was an adult, and they were like
Oh,
we
yeah,
kinda
'cause he
wanna
was
get
going
to-
through. He was getting ready to get married to
Mary Jane,
Mary Jane.
and they were just kind of like, we missed the. It's kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like here, you can go and get your high school Parker and all that. I think the only one that's still like beloved is Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think X-Men kind of got like not great or something. And then there was some event I watched a whole video on it, talking about like the rise and fall of the Ultimate Universe. It's pretty interesting.
Okay, cool.
But at one point, Magneto just floods the entire world in the Ultimate Universe and kills like half the Ultimate Universe. And then that's
Jeez.
really what just kind of pissed off fans. They're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Like what really?
Yeah.
Like y'all are going to go this far off the wall with it?
Yeah,
It's almost like what, like in TV, like Jumping the Shark. Like we've
Yeah.
run out of all of our other ideas that we've
Yeah.
got to make this big crazy scheme,
yeah,
and then we've just lost half of our characters. And wait, now what do we do?
yeah,
But I think I also enjoyed this as again like growing up with the Spider-Man we grew up
Yeah.
with. Like I loved him being in high school.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you said, the relatability of
He's
him
15.
is it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Like I remember being 15.
Yeah.
I remember being on the bad side of what happened to Peter.
Yeah.
Not as a great. I was not that. I don't know if honestly I don't remember a whole lot, but I
What?
remember I don't be the one being picked on as much. Like I don't
I
remember.
mean,
being
you
tripped
were
at
also
all.
like
But
fucking
I was also
gigantic.
gigantic and
That's what like I stopped getting messed with when I hit my growth spurt before everybody.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
started playing was the starter on the football team.
Yeah.
That's when it really just like, all right, we're not gonna fuck with this kid anymore.
Yeah. But other than the getting poked at shit, it's like high school fucking sucks. Middle school, high school. I mean, it's not great.
I mean, I had a
I
had a
had
group of
good
friends I
time.
liked.
Yeah, but
and that's what I didn't take all the AP classes and all that shit.
Yeah.
My older sister took them and got C's when she could have got good grades in regular classes.
right.
And so I was just like, well, I ain't going to fucking and then go pay to take a test that
Yeah,
everybody
that shit.
typically fails.
yeah.
just like-
Failed the ever loving shit out of that test.
Or I could go take regular classes. All I have to do is pay attention and pass.
No.
And so to me, school was literally just going to hang out with my friends every day.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was another Spider-Man like TV show.
There's been a lot of them.
Well, I know. I'm trying to think. There was one in middle school, and they went very cartoony with it.
Is that the one with Drake Bell, his voice?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that is.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
That's probably what
Had
it is.
a banging theme song.
Why would
Spectacular,
Invincible come up? Is he the voice of Invincible?
No, the guy voice of Invincible is the guy who plays Glenn in Walking Dead.
Yeah, but why would he be? Either way, he's got a picture with him. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's it.
That was the one where he was in high school and was getting not beat up, but he was
Yeah.
this Spider-Man. And dude, I love the ever loving shit out of that one.
See, I'm ahead, so I don't.
Oh wow,
They
that
revealed-
was 2011. Wow, I was
You
I
did
was
like
a-
cartoons, though.
I was 10th grade.
Damn,
11th grade.
bro.
Holy shit.
You watched cartoons a little bit longer than
I
most.
did. I really did, man. What the fuck else was I gonna do when I went back to Pineapple?
That's a good point.
I already wrecked the
You didn't go
four-wheeler.
through.
I'd already destroyed my four-wheeler, shot everything I wanted to.
You didn't go through an ESPN phase.
I'm sure.
I
I'm sure this
mean,
is already past my ESPN
I want to
phase.
say.
No, dude, my ESPN phase was anytime I got done with school and went
Yeah.
back to my dad's store.
Yeah.
That's all we would watch. Like, I'd stay there with my dad until
Uh-huh.
he closed at like 7 o'clock at night. And that was all that was on was ESPN. For 6 hours, like 5 hours after school, I would just sit there with him and watch ESPN.
I want to say sophomore.
Still didn't retain any of the information
Uh,
because I can't name some bitch.
I want to say sophomore year. Again, that's when I was figuring
Football.
everybody else.
Bro, yeah.
Football is all that
Football, man.
fucking mattered.
Sport. Like, dude,
that
we-
was like the
yeah.
period where I had like grown out of Pokemon for a little bit.
Yeah.
And sophomore year to probably about end of sophomore year of college is when I finally started to branch out. A little bit of freshman year of
Yeah,
college.
freshman year, we
I started
kind
to
of,
branch
that's
out
when
a
you and
little
I
bit.
kind of started actually talking to each other and
But
starting to hang out a little
I swear
bit.
to God, my TV did not leave ESPN unless there was a football game on another channel. So like,
Yeah, I mean, because we didn't grow up with
And,
streaming channel. Like,
the,
so it was
yeah,
either
no.
was either sit there for 30 minutes, flick through every dish or direct TV you had,
no,
to then end up on Sports Center.
no.
Now, Sports Center back then was fun, though. Every 20, 30
Yeah.
minutes, it was the top 10, fails of the day,
Yeah.
fails of the week.
And I hadn't discovered Barstool yet.
Yeah, that too. Well, back then it seemed, and then it's also maybe my younger.
You didn't
like,
realize
my
how
younger
everything
brain.
PC was.
Huh?
You didn't
Oh.
realize how every PC was.
Well, yeah, PC, but also like I don't remember the figureheads being so aggressive back then. Now it may just
do you
been
mean?
like,
I think First Take has always been like that.
but like I'm saying,
But
like
it was
Stephen
like-
A. and like
it was
Stephen A. and
Skip,
whoever
though.
he's with. Like I think those were the first ones I realized. Like, oh, there's one guy's going to argue this point.
Yeah.
One guy's going to argue this point, regardless of their views on
My
it.
favorite was Around the Horn. I would sit there and actually judge
Where they
them
got
myself.
points.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'd be like, Tony,
Never
that's...
understood the scoring system, but I loved every
Oh,
fucking
it's just
second
if
of it.
Tony thought you made a good point. they
Yeah.
just gave you one.
I loved every fucking second of it.
I was like, what are you fucking talking about, Tony
There was
Reality?
an
That was
old-
not a good point.
The oldest dude on there out of the four of them, he would
Always
always have
have the
he'd always
message.
have a message
Yeah.
behind him, and I would,
Mhm.
dude, I would wait for him to come on and read it.
I think he has the all-time winning record.
I would imagine.
now that-
Dude, he was good.
I think it... And I mean, he got it back when they used to have like the same like 7 people on an all-time. Now
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
now they
it's
have
like
so many new
30
people.
yeah,
It's like there's no one
you
to
don't
catch
root for like you don't go there to root for somebody anymore.
them. I have my favorites.
Well, I do too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I definitely was a cartoon kid a lot longer.
Yeah.
I was definitely watching them up into early high school, 10th
You liked
grade.
Total Drama Island. I was like,
How
are you still watching that?
I fucking love Total Drama Island, man.
No, dude. I was an ESPN fan.
Dude. So when like in high school, it was Total Drama Island. Apparently watched this one with Drake Bell. There was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that was happening on Nick. What else? Anytime Kim Possible came on, I'd watch her.
Fair.
Not gonna lie, I had a Phineas and Ferb kick for a long time.
What?
Phineas and Ferb, dude.
No,
Dude, I got on the Phineas and Ferb.
See, here's the great dividing line. Sweet Life of
I
Zach and
also had
Cody.
no internet.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody on deck.
That's
Yeah,
the dividing line.
See,
I
kept
stopped
going.
on when you go on deck. I was
I
done
went
with
on
Disney
deck.
Channel. I was
went on
completely
deck.
done.
Oh God, I'm good. This is gonna make me feel bad.
It is. No, I wouldn't do it.
I'm already doing it.
Oh no. And this is a perfect tease. The draft later this week is.
Oh no. Where is it?
Oh no.
Come
The
on,
draft
Sweet
later
Life.
this week is top
Wow, you know, if I
Disney
could-
Channel original movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you definitely went longer than most. What is it?
Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. September of 2008. It's not
On deck?
on deck. That's not as bad as
That's
I thought
middle
it was.
school.
That's 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have started 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then I look over and see Wizards of Waverly Place was in 2007. I watched every
That's
bit of
when
that. I watched every
legit.
bit of
I was
that.
like, "Fuck Wizards of Waverly Place."
No,
This
dude,
shit
I
is
fucking
stupid.
love the shit
No,
out of
fuck
that.
that shit.
That's not as bad as I thought. Now,
No,
when
it
did
wasn't
it
at all.
end? 2000. Yeah, I watched the ending. I did watch. I did watch it to the end. So that
When
was
was
May of
that?
11.
Dude, we graduated in 13.
We graduated in 13, 2 years later.
Oh,
So 10th
no.
grade. So in 10th grade, I was still like now. They've also got like on here like the 2011. There's Jessie, and I remember starting it.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's this girl. She got a job in New York where she's the. It was
This is a Disney Channel show.
yeah, it's a Disney Channel show.
Not about a kid.
She's like, it's the girl from On Deck. It was the love interest, the blonde.
Okay. I don't know who that is. but-
When Sweet Life on Deck ended, she then got that show, and so I watched it because of her.
Oh.
And it was literally her being a babysitter to these 5 kids in New York, these millionaire parents with a dumbass butler. It was literally like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, but with like from the babysitter's perspective. I didn't watch long. I did stop like that. That's where I was like, okay, I need to stop.
Yeah. Back to Spider-Man. So did you like the? Would you want Ultimate Universe to come back? Honestly,
I mean,
I would like them to just restart and keep a continuity going longer than 2 years.
I mean,
at this point,
reading this and looking at the fact that they're about to have 5 omnibuses come out.
Yeah.
One artist or one writer.
Yeah.
I just want that again. Maybe not 9 years, maybe 4
Yeah.
years.
It was 18 years.
I'm just talking about Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just this Peter Parker run was
Yeah.
9 years. Like I would just like a little more like stability in comics.
I would too.
Where
I think a lot of people would like stability in comics.
where luckily for me, you a little bit, but mainly me, when I got into comics,
Yeah.
Disney had just rebooted Star Wars. I know we've said this 1,000
Yeah.
times on here, and DC had just ended New 52
Yeah, they were doing
Rebirth. So it was a beautiful jumping on point for me.
Yeah.
Like it was a perfect
Mhm.
zero start for me. I don't know if I hadn't had that at the time,
Yeah.
I would have gotten so into comics.
Silly
Like-
me. I remember walking into Rebirth was coming out, and I walked in and was like, "Here's my new pull list," and it had almost every single DC book
Uh-huh.
except for 3.
Yeah.
And how I thought I could maintain that.
How we thought we could keep that going.
Yeah, I have no idea. Didn't even have a job.
Yeah. Didn't have a job until we lost our pull lists.
Yeah.
and then realized, oh, we do have a little money we can buy shit with.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't feel so bad about the few I just looked up. So Avatar ended in 2008.
That's a good show, though.
Just
Yeah.
rewatched that, and that's I want to talk about that in a minute. Or not my part of my holy shit.
Are you?
My personal rec this month.
I mean, we can get into it. I think we've done all.
Well, all right,
Spider-Man's
let's
fucking
finish-
awesome.
I mean,
this Spider-Man's fucking awesome.
It's just kind of hard. I mean, this
You
comic
read it.
is yeah, and it is
They teased
90
Green Goblin.
90% of this is literally just his origin story.
Yeah.
It's literally Peter getting bit. This spider's
Yeah.
a little different than the normal spider that
Yeah.
in the continent in 616.
It's mainly like, okay, instead of taking pictures, well, I don't even know. Has he gone to the Bugle yet?
No, when he was making the money wrestling to give to
Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
Aunt May and yeah.
The biggest difference is like, instead of he takes a picture to give to Jay, but then
Of course.
he helps start or like fix their website, and so now
Ah.
now he's their website guy. There's way more to do with his parents in this.
Yeah, see, and
Kinda
that's
like what they
something,
were
like
hinting at in Amazing Spider-Man
like
movies.
that was the one big thing from Amazing Spider-Man. I wish they had
Yeah, they
had
kind of
finished.
blended
It's like
that. Yeah,
the end credit scene of I think the second one, his dad shows up at the gravesite.
Yeah.
And then they didn't make another one. So
Well,
it's like, well,
now-
they're supposed to be.
I haven't gotten to that point, but
Huh? Well,
yeah.
but in Amazing Spider-Man, there was supposed to be a third
yeah,
with his dad,
mhm.
and this feels like Amazing Spider-Man the movie
Yeah.
took a lot from Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man,
Yeah, it does.
in the fact that hey, my parents were more than just
Hmm.
my parents. Like
Yeah.
they were scientists. They did
Yeah.
this. They were
And then
special.
the Venoms all have like a slight twist to them.
Of course. The one thing I thought was odd was Peter was a fucking dick. Like to me, for a little while, like once he
When
got
he
his
first-
when he got
when he
his
got his powers, he went through
he
that
went to
dick
basketball.
phase. Yeah.
He lashed out at Ben.
I mean, yeah, bro. If you suddenly
Dude,
became
you go
like
from you go from a complete numbskull
to a
nerd,
superhero,
yeah, to
I'd be a dick too.
but and what kind of hurt a little bit was like he was turning it around,
Yeah.
and then Ben died,
Yeah.
or got shot. It was just
Yeah.
like, damn,
Mm.
like if you had been mean all the way up to and through, then swapped, I wouldn't have felt as bad. Like it still would suck,
Yeah.
but like knowing that he was already like, no,
Yeah.
I quit basketball. I quit this. I'm
Yeah.
done. I want to study,
Mhm.
and then Ben gets shot. It's like, ouch, like that hurts more.
Oh, and that's panel where like Mary Jane just sees him, and after they had already been like kind of fighting a little bit.
Oh, like he's already died. It was like
Yeah, like he
a
found
whole
out-
like issue later.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I guess they don't know where Peter was. They didn't know he went
Yeah,
to
he
try to
just-
find the killer,
Yeah,
and then they just see each other like as he's walking home, and they just
breaks.
he just starts crying in her arms. And I was like, God damn it.
I did like that. It seems like this Peter Parker and Mary Jane are much more already kind of like, I like you, you like me. We
Mhm.
just need to agree, like mutually
You should
say.
see how they do Gwen Stacy in this.
Oh god, we can see Gwen.
Oh yeah, she comes
Yay.
out like fairly. I mean, all in the first omnibus.
Sweet.
They drastically changed Gwen Stacy. Also,
I would. And like, what do you
like. She's not.
like? The only reference I have of Gwen Stacy is the Amazing Spider-Man Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember
more-
like all the other
that's
Spider-Man
more
I've
of
watched. It's always
the-
been Mary Jane.
That's more of the 616 Gwen Stacy. This one, she's
Amazing.
kind of like a rebel girl, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's not as nerdy and
No.
but this was cool.
Yeah.
Harry was a little odd to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just like he is Peter's friend, but he's not. But he is, and
Yeah.
but he's also. I guess he's like the jock that
He's
has,
like he's the guy that can switch clicks.
that
You always
makes
have that
sense.
one floater. in
Yeah,
high
the
school.
floater.
Yeah.
And of course, Osborn being the Green
complete
Goblin's gonna
asshole,
become
yeah.
a dragon. Like I know he's become
Yeah.
a dragon. That's fucking great.
But yeah. I hope we keep going this at some point.
I could
I have a feeling
definitely.
we're gonna put a dent in Why the Last Man before we do that.
Yeah.
But
Now
as someone who has
there's
the first two
definitely
omnibus, I would definitely keep going.
there's definitely a with the way how many omnibuses there will be.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to have to be.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, we can't
like,
do it
there's
all
gonna
in
be like
one.
there's going to have to be like a story arc that we find
Yeah,
of say 6 volumes in,
yeah.
and be like done.
Chill out. a little bit.
Because like
Yeah.
yeah, we can't take this to,
Yeah.
we can't take this to perpetuity.
No. But yeah, a lot of fun. That being said, we can get into your personal recommendation now.
Yeah. I guess mine's not a big deal. How big's yours? I mean, you got a big or
No, I mean, it's a book.
we'll hit yours first. Then we'll start with yours.
So I started reading this book called Shadow of the Gods. It's part of the Bloodborne trilogy by John Gwynne. I was just looking for something to read after I finished Spider-Man Omnibus, and I was like, I really want to read some fantasy and stuff like that. And I just Googled, like, found some YouTuber that he said these were his top fantasy reads of 2022.
Yeah.
And he recommended the second book in the series called Hunger of the Gods. But it's a Norse... I don't know if that's the Norse mythology as in like Thor and Odin and all
Yeah.
that. But it's based around Vikings and stuff. And they just refer to this old battle that was between gods that created the land they have now called Vigurd or something like that. Some
Okay.
weird Viking name. And then it just follows 3 people that somehow changed the course of stuff or whatever is what the back of the book says.
But of course.
And there's like rumors of another War of the Gods coming. But it's called the Bloodborne trilogy. But the first book is Shadow of the Gods. They said it's solid, really good. But apparently Hunger of the Gods is the one that's like really fucking good.
You got to get through the first book to
Yeah,
then
and
find
apparently
all
the
meat.
second book is like really fucking good. But I'm like 7 chapters into the first book. Pretty damn good. Not gonna
Okay.
lie.
I might put that on my Audible
Yeah.
'Cause-
Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne.
because especially
This-
when I'm in a sitting in a truck for 8 hours by myself, I got to find
Yeah.
something to listen to.
And as everybody can tell nowadays, fucking Vikings are in. So
Yeah, I think there's like 5 Viking shows going on Netflix
Yeah.
right now
and
currently.
you got God of Wars went Norse. Fucking
That's right. Yeah,
Thor.
Thor's. I mean, you Thor.
Yeah, and then some books are coming out soon.
Cool.
Shadow of the Gods, John Gwynne. Hunger of the Gods is the second one, and there's supposed to be a third. I don't know when it comes out.
I'll just kind of. It's not my rec, but I'll piggyback off of this for a second. Trying to find my library real quick. There's a. So I listened to.
You're a big audiobook guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to a group called Super Carlin Brothers,
Mm.
and they recommended this book. I never finished it. It's 25 hours on Audible.
Dear.
It's
I don't know if that's. I don't have a reference.
put it
for
this
that.
way. The longest Harry Potter is like 21.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty long. Damn it, where'd it go? Of course, can't find it. But it's got that kind of. It goes into the realm. It's a fantasy. Goes into the realm of kind of like what Harry Potter is,
Mhm.
magic, witchcraft.
No.
But it's kind of set in like a medieval
Oh, cool.
realm. It's called The Name of the Wind.
Okay.
It's 27 hours or something, 28, whatever. It's a long ass book, but
Yeah.
it's got that same kind of fantasy feel to
Mhm.
it. That odd book that like kind of like that Shadow of the Gods. Like
Yeah.
no one's just going like if you just went to the store,
Mm.
you wouldn't just pick that up off the shelf.
No.
That kind of shit's kind of cool.
Mm.
Like having the weird books to
Yeah.
read and listen to.
The cover of Shadow of the Gods is awesome though. It's like this
Yeah,
tiny,
it's a dragon. Yeah, I just
this
found
tiny
it.
little dude and facing a gigantic ass dragon.
Shadow of the Gods.
Is the first book, John Gwynne.
Oh, good lord, he is tiny. I didn't even see him.
Yeah.
Wow. There's also on here it says there's a Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, but there's also Shadow of the Gods by Jay Allen. But it's
I don't know that
Crimson
one.
World's Refugees book 2.
This is Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne.
Yeah, yeah.
The Bloodborne trilogy. And that makes sense. Once
Yeah,
you
but it
get in the
doesn't.
book.
It's 18 hours and 14 minutes. That's not bad. Oh, dude, it's just only like it was released May 5, May 5th of 21.
Yeah, and the
Wow.
second one came out in 2022.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Apparently, he wrote other, I guess Norse fantasy books.
Yeah.
I think his first one was called Malice. He said that was just a hobby, and apparently he like submitted it as like just I'll see what happens. Apparently popped off.
Popped off. Well,
Now he's like a career writer. So
well, I needed something else to listen to other than listening to Star Wars and Harry Potter for the
okay.
millionth fucking time. And so it's already in my cart.
Cool.
Not in my cart. It's in my library.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I'll definitely give that a listen to.
Yeah.
So mine, it was going to be the Invincible Season 2 trailer. Teaser.
That's your personal recommendation.
It was because I was kind of in a hole.
Yeah.
But mine actually, now that we've been talking about some other stuff, is kind of the reboot of the Avatar, The Last Airbender franchise is coming back in 24.
I was about to say, you
25.
recommending Korra?
No.
Do you like Korra?
I
don't understand the
think
hate
I
it gets.
would have. I don't hate it. I do
Yeah.
not hate it.
It gets a lot of hate,
Um,
but I don't
I
understand why.
remember watching it on and off in college
Mhm.
just because it's probably on Netflix or something. And I'd turn it on and fall
Yeah.
asleep to it reading or watching or something. And I have watched it since completely through.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I think it introduces some really cool stuff.
Oh, it introduces a lot to the canon.
And
I'll be honest, I think her second season is the one that leans like super heavy into the spirit world.
Yeah, the second season gets weird.
I was like,
the first season.
I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I don't care that much about the spirit world, but I cared about those characters for sure.
Yeah, and then when you get to season 3, where she actually has to like rebuild herself,
Mhm.
get back to the
Yeah.
Avatar state, learn how to redo.
Yeah.
The Earth Kingdom has a big bad general
Yeah.
taking over. That was cool.
Yeah.
She got the metal bend. Her
And,
buddy
like,
got to
yeah,
learn how
like
to lava
the-
bend.
The fucking
The Red Lotus.
yeah, just learning about like the
Man,
advancement.
that was season 3, so that means they had 4 seasons.
The advancement of all the bending was really fucking cool too.
Yeah.
Like metal and lava and ice.
But I say that so she was the next incarnation into the cycle.
Yeah.
They have announced that there will be a new Avatar.
Is it the
he-
original creators though? I hope so.
Like there's an entire Avatar like I'm trying to studio is now
yeah.
being created.
But it's like the original people doing it.
I'm pretty sure
I hope so.
Let's see. See, the problem with new Avatar is it's the fucking James
the
Cameron.
fuck
Um,
Avatar Way of the Water.
Which, why the fuck would you name something after a show that was already epic?
And now you're going by Water and Fire Tribe.
Oh yeah, you didn't catch that was already going to happen.
I thought it when I
Like
heard
it's
Way of
gonna
the
be,
Water. I
it's
was
going to
like,
be an elemental. Like he's turning his movies into elements now.
yeah.
His
What
first
the
was air,
fuck?
now water. He's already said he's going to have a
ripping off
fire.
Pocahontas. Now we're
He's already going to
fucking-
have a fire tribe,
Yeah, you
like,
fucking idiot.
and then he's got 4 more movies after that. They're all
But
going
you're
to
right.
be
It's the superhero movies ruining cinema.
yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Air.
It's all right. It's not bad.
Yeah, not going to be on Disney Plus.
No, it's a Nickelodeon. Well, I guess it's its own shit now. But so you're recommending future Avatar projects?
Yeah, I know it's weird. It's just I love that shit when I was growing up.
It is
I
very fucking
when I
good.
was in middle school going to the football games on
Mhm.
Friday nights, like I would be watching the clock to get home to see the rerun. Like
Yeah.
cuz on Dish we had the East Coast Nickelodeon and the West Coast Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And so there were 3 hours difference. And if I could make it back home by 11 o'clock,
Yeah.
I could see the newest Avatar.
Hell yeah.
And that was that was when I realized like there was scheduling, like
Mhm.
like new shows come out.
Yeah.
And now we get to see now we're finally like they're going to expand on the universe.
Mhm.
There's comics out, there's all this other world building stuff. Now
Yeah.
we're going to get a new Avatar. They're going to get a movie about Zuko right after
Okay.
the events of Avatar: Last Airbender, where he's got to rebuild the Fire Nation.
Mhm.
They're already talking like new comics are going to come out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just looking forward to
Do we have
like
to
that all
go-
just announced in like the last couple weeks.
All right. Homework project for you. You find where the Avatar comic book start, and if it's not a fucking recap, we're reading that shit.
I've already, and I'm pretty sure.
Is it a recap?
No, it's there is one that picks up right after the events.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
All right, we'll try to fit that in next month.
Yep. I know it was an odd one, but
All right, it's fine.
But
the entire month of January you had, and that's all you can find to enjoy.
Dude, I've got a kid coming, and so things are kind of in the kid world, and the other shit that's not in kid world is there's very little happening right now.
That's fine. All right, well, that'll do it for this week. Next week, what do we have?
Next week's Ant-Man.
Fucking Ant-Man. Can't wait for Quantum Mania. At time of recording, it is still January, so we haven't seen
January, so we still got a little while to go.
But we're trying to cash in on them clicks and views.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of fun.
Always.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.